Alright, the last and final game, and finally should be the same picks. This is ridiculous. This is the third time now that I've had to restart. Let's see how this goes. So it should be the same picks. Vox, then Arden. Fortress, Vox, Arden. Now who will A-side choose? They need to be decisive here. Choose one. Please choose. If they don't choose, I'm going to lose it. Thank you. So A-side finally decides who they want, and they're going with the Baron. The Baron Fortress Catherine. Oh, with B-side having Glaive and Vox. Fortress could be a force to be reckoned with, but this could be a very interesting game. I think I have to give the advantage to A-side with Catherine and Baron. But it could get interesting. It all depends on how Glaive plays, in my opinion. Baron is good into Vox as well, in my opinion as well. But I want to see a very aggressive start from the B side. A level 1 push would be perfect in my book, because the A side is extremely late game. So if it gets to the late game, A side's going to win this. But if it gets to the B, if it gets anything before that, though, should be in B side's favor. Now, kicking it off, we do have CP Glaive with Weapon Power Vox. I really want to see a level 1 fight, and they're probably not going to do that, but I would love to have seen a level 1 fight. No level 1 fight, and Glaive starts on his backs. Definitely not a fan of that. I think that's a major mistake. I think he needs to be playing level 1 because the longer this game stalls out, the more of an advantage A-side will obtain. So, starting off here, Vox has a lane fairly aggressively pushed. He is by himself though. Very risky play from Vox. If I'm Praedyth right now, I jump out and I stun him. Decides not to stun, stays concealed. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. Definitely need to be getting more stacks from Catherine. If I'm Catherine at this point, I probably should have 3-4 stacks by now. Does finally stun him, but Arden easily gets him away. Now, Vox does have very good maneuverability. I'm very interested to see how he plays this. Gamerpro was the MVP of the last game. Can he keep it up? We shall see. Goes for that early game shop again. Very, very, very kind of high tier gameplay where it's a very aggressive early beginning. Gets an early game advantage in CS, and then decides to go and shop. Essentially, he's going to let the lane freeze out a little bit, and then play aggressive. Oh, my game is frozen. A little bit of server lag here. Servers certainly have been a little bit laggy lately due to the, we're definitely getting some server lag. Okay. Well. Nothing too out of the ordinary now. Glaive does start to make his move up. Nothing happening of it. I will be interested, though, what Glaive ends up going for. Still not a whole lot happening. Just kind of poke, poke, poke. I really want to see B-side play aggressive though. This is a good freeze. Glaive needs to rotate and gank right now. If I'm Glaive, rotate. Did they spot him? Cape smartly does spot the freeze. Very heads up by Cape in that case. So in the other case, if I'm Glaive, I'm putting a lot of pressure on the Fortress then. Fortress still solo farming. Does have the Storm Crown already on Glaive. Definitely need to take advantage of that. How he's utilized will certainly be an interesting in this game. So far, early game CS advantage does go in the lane. Somehow it seems like maybe the gold advantage is a little bit in A-side's favor. Does get a stun on the Gamerpro. Should not hit him with that. Wow, very aggressive play by Cape. Bad positioning from Gamerpro. It does prove to be costly as they do get the first kill from A-side and on Baron. It's a very strong start from their side. Artzpetejack is just getting a good little freeze. Now the one thing that Cape doesn't have though is he doesn't have Baron with Arden. So he doesn't have that. I know they definitely wanted the Baron Arden. I would have liked to see Baron Finn then potentially. I'm not Catherine is an interesting pick with Baron. Certainly an interesting draft. Baron Fortress could be good. Baron's getting some good hits onto the jungler. Fortress looking to play aggressive here. Shows his hand a little early and B-side backs off. Catherine 6 minutes in the game, has 5 stacks. Probably could have more at this point. I think you need to take as much advantage. Will she get a stack? Does get a stack. Baron getting very good damage onto Arden. Now, Gamerpro does buy the Sorrow Blade. Very interesting. Aftershock at the beginning on Fortress. Very interesting. I would have expected Storm Crown. Not sure I agree with that. Fortress is just hyper farming at this point. I don't think B-side, if I'm B-side, I would have taken a lot more of an advantage of the fact that he's hyper farming, and Fox does get caught out at the shop. Very simple mistake. They are going for the gold mine. No steal from B-side. A little wasteful on the ult from Fortress. It seems like he was just playing it safe to get that gold advantage. Once again, Glaive kind of just waiting around. Let's see what advantages could pop out. Fox first Baron. Ooh. Little stun from Kath. Definitely need to get up there and pull him if I'm Glaive. You have that CP for a reason. You need to use your ones. A little bit too conservative from what I've been seeing so far. Catherine is able to stun directly after. My assumption with Catherine's lack of stacks is that she's saving it for the glaive to ult. He's just getting some more stacks. 9 minutes in the game, 9 stacks, about a stack a minute. Another early fortress ult. Glaive's getting attacked. Does get away. Are they going to counterattack at all? Does pop a gauntlet. Early crucible. Kind of a defensive gauntlet. I don't like the stall though from B side. I think that's definitely a mistake. Gamerpro. Good Vanguard from the Arden. Very aggressive play. Wow. Very aggressive play from Fortress. But that will be the first turret. This could be another snowball. I think from B side in this case I might have used someone like a Taka. And the reason for that being is because I would have used someone fairly mobile to get on the Baron that can just get away quickly. Cath could be annoying with that stun. That's why Vox and Catherine is a good choice together. I'm very interested to see how they time the gauntlet. They are at a disadvantage. Now I really want to see A try and snowball again at this point. They are taking the gold miner again. I don't think the Fortress Wolves are worth it. However, B-side playing very passively. Try and stall it out once again. Good Vanguard from artzpetejack. Very defensive play. And I think the more aggressive team is going to win. It all depends on if they make a couple mistakes, but when you're more aggressive, you have the ability to make those kinds of mistakes. When you're on the defensive, you kind of build yourself into a hole, and you have to basically rely and hope that A side makes a mistake when you make that kind of hole for yourself. Very interesting. We're still very early game though. Certainly not over yet. One good ace could turn the tides with a turret. Would like to see the Arden Gauntlet right now. Only catches the Catherine out. And they don't even kill Catherine. Ooh, Gamerpro a little close. Can Fortress clean it up? Glaive by himself. Ooh, not a good team fight. Ravion a little bit late. Not a little bit. Late on the rotation, however. B-side had overextended at that point. Not a very good gauntlet. Probably need to wait and use the glaive, then the gauntlet. Because Baron was able to just get away. Good attempt, but not. Just didn't seize the opportunity quite like they should have. And this should be a snowball from the A side again. So let's see here. Not a whole lot going on right now. It's kind of back and forth. Let's see the builds though. Breaking point with Shatterglass. It did have a potentially good Crucible there if she went for it. Very defensive play though from B side. He is going for the breaking point. Are they going to push this fight? Once again, Ravion uses his dogs just for vision, essentially. Defensive gauntlet. Glaive out of position. Arden one shot. Are getting very good hits. Was not able to stay alive though. Both get rooted. This is going to be another ace. Wow. Not exactly. This should be the game right here, actually. Very classic snowball from A side. One thing you do have to notice is there's definitely a lane advantage, or there is a CS advantage. I would say matchup-wise, not mean to offend anyone, but from what I've noticed, the roamers and the laners look fairly even. However, I've noticed I don't think the second game Ravion took enough advantage in jungle, but it does seem like he is playing a stronger jungler at this point. I don't think I've seen Glaive be as effective, especially in this game, as necessary. Fox definitely struggling. Both teams' rotations a little bit slow. However, it seems like B-side is making a lot more mistakes. Not a whole lot of forced errors per se. Does use the gauntlet there. Not able to take advantage of it. Are having to play very defensively. Glaive gets stunned. 11 stacks on Baron. Wow. He's definitely not going to win this 1v1 against a Baron. That's the game right there. Very decisive victory for A side for certain. And I think it all comes down to the early game. I think a lot of teams in the guild result to late game compositions because they're not as comfortable in their early game aggression. And I think that's why kind of the better late game picks seem to be doing well. Definitely something you see at lower tiers for certain. The other team, the team that makes the most mistakes loses. Team with the better late game wins because of the losses. And there you have it. Not a whole lot of mistakes towards the beginning. One thing you'll notice at higher tiers is they make you make a lot of mistakes. They force you to play it passive, with their style by playing very aggressive. Didn't see a whole lot of forced aggression from either side. However, very good neutral site play from Grim. I did see a very good, I will give them, they did have a very good dive. I don't think the Fortress ults to secure a gold mine is necessary per se. However, I understand the reasoning behind it. So, very good matchup. Very kind of disappointing games for game 1 and 3. Very good game 2. But very solid performance from Halycon Reqiuem, and they will be moving to the finals.